Residential sales comparison and income approaches, page 52. Data array grid, example 3. As an appraiser continues his diligence, he identifies the following data which can be added to the data array or arrayed separately from that which has already been identified. 1. 32 Mohican Trail was located 6 blocks away on a through street in an adjacent subdivision and sold for $319,000 3 months ago. It was a 3-bedroom ranch containing 1,729 square feet and had 2 full baths. There were no atypical sale conditions. However, the seller paid 3% of the buyer's closing costs in a conventional loan arrangement. Number 2, or comp 2, was 398 Seal Drive, sold 1 month ago for $342,500 in a conventional loan transaction in which the seller paid no concessions. There were no unusual sale conditions, although it was located 16 blocks from the subject in a completely different market. The house was a mirror to the subject: style, gross living area, the room count, etc., having been built by the same builder. However, this property was located on a through street. And comp number 3 was 69 Forest Circle, is located 7 blocks away in an adjacent subdivision. It too was a mirror of the subject in all physical and locational characteristics, being located on a cul-de-sac and built by the same builder as the subject. The property sold for cash 2 weeks ago. However, the sale was via a sheriff's foreclosure auction, with the buyer being the mortgagee, who was bidding to regain title to the property. Any atypical sale conditions could not be determined as the buying entity was exempt from declaration by the jurisdiction. Page 53. When the data is arrayed on a grid, the following can be observed in the chart to the right. Going down the first, you got your subject. Obviously, it's not sold yet. Comp 1 was 319. Comp 2 was 342,500. And comp 3 was 298,000. Date of the sale: first comp was 3 months ago. Second comp was 1 month ago. And comp 3 was only 2 weeks ago. Your subject's on a cul-de-sac. Comp 1 is a through street 6 blocks away, adjacent subdivision. Comp 2 is a through street 16 blocks away, different market, which is pretty bad. Comp 3 is on a cul-de-sac, which is excellent. It's 7 blocks away, which is really good, and is in an adjacent subdivision. So comp 2 is comp 3 is looking the best so far. Sale terms. Our subject is assumed cash equivalent. Comp 1 was a conventional. Seller paid 3% of the buyer's closing costs. Comp 2 was conventional with no seller concessions. And comp 3 was straight up cash. Sale conditions. Our subject is assumed to be typical. Comp 1 is no atypical. Comp 2 is no atypical, and comp 3 is not declared. Style/design. The subject is a 1-story ranch. Comp 1 is a 1-story ranch. Comp 2 is a 1-story ranch, and so is number 3. Gross living area. Our subject is 1,832 square feet. Comp 1 is 1,729 square feet. Comp 2 is an identical match. of the subject, and so is number 3. Bedrooms and baths. Our subject has 4 bedrooms and 2.5 baths. Comp 1 has 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. And both comps 2 and 3 are identical in bedrooms and baths to the subject. The last subject grid is other. Nothing for comp 1. Comp 2, it says house was a mirror to subject built by the same builder. And comp 3, house was a mirror to the subject built by the same builder. Transaction was via a sheriff's auction, bought back by mortgagee. Interesting. The seal drive sale, which was comp 2, may lend good support for the appraiser's conclusions, given the locational differences can be accounted for, which is most likely possible. The Mohican Trail Comp 1 sale has some locational differences as well, but also has significant physical differences. At this point, we will leave this property in the mix and decide in the later analysis if it should be discarded or simply given a diminished weight. Comp 3, the Forest Circle sale, though physically and somewhat locationally similar, appears to represent something other than an arm's length transaction. Since this transaction may be additionally difficult to verify, it should probably be discarded. Wow, as the conclusions could prove to be misleading.